Hello everyone, it is a track the drivers know oh so well. It is qualifying in Barcelona for the Spanish Grand Prix.
Okay, we've only got one lap of fuel remaining.
Every single time.
We've dropped to P20. That lap. Okay, you've fallen down the table, currently in P9, P9. Right, let's have you in at the end of this lap, please.
The qualifying wrapped up. We now have... Circuit of Barcelona Catalunya has been on the calendar for over 30 years now, and it has served up some classics. Michael Schumacher's first win for Ferrari in 1996 in the rain. We have much better weather here today for the Spanish Grand Prix. It's a sellout crowd of 140,000 here today as we await lights out the long run down into turn 1. This is a 2.9-mile racetrack. Overtaking is challenging here, to put it mildly. 16 corners, there's still a lot of drama and excitement to be found out there. Formation lap gets underway and every driver will be looking to settle in for the racing. Making sure their car is ready for the battle.
out for a bit of understeer when trailing the car ahead. They're going to be giving off dirty air, which is going to affect our tyres, so try to get past. And gap to the car in front, 2.8 seconds. Right, the gap to the teammate ahead of us, 4.4 seconds. Pitting this lap then, come into the pits at the end of this lap. Okay, be careful. We think you're going to start losing some tyre grip anytime now.
And away we go. No problems, really smooth. Ferrari, no doubt, very happy with that stop.
Look after these tyres now. We want to finish the race on this compound. Okay, we think the underbody's incurred some slight damage, but nothing too serious at the moment. Just be careful. Shares ahead of you. Okay, gap ahead, 11.0 seconds. Okay, they're on old softs. Okay, their tyres are 7 laps old. We think they've got one more stop. They seem to have an issue. And the time last lap, 1 minute, 19.2. Okay, gap to the car in front, 8.9 seconds. That's Pourchaire just ahead. Come on, let's get him. Okay, gap to the car ahead, 8.9 seconds. Okay, they're on old softs. Their tyres are 8 laps old. We think they've got one more stop. They've got some kind of mechanical problem. Your last lap time, 1:18.9. You're gaining by 2 seconds a lap. Amazing. Okay, Lewis, we've got some clear track around us now, so let's use it and make this next lap a quick one. Let's go. We're last of the running cars right now. Pourchaire is ahead. Okay, they're on old softs. That was our last stop. No more scheduled pit stops. Let's go. Oh, mate, great stuff. You hit that target. That sets us up nicely for the rest of this race. Okay, the underbody's taken some damage. You might start to notice it soon. information on Ocon. Right, they've got a serious car issue. It looks like they're retiring. Your lap times are falling off now. We want you to pit for repairs. Box, box, box.
And away we
So
go.
sorry,
That was
guys.
a very nice stop. No problems. Very smooth for Hamilton.
Okay, let's get ready to go racing again. The safety car is in this lap. When the field accelerates, remember there's no overtaking until the timing line. Safety car in this lap. Okay, Lewis, let's try and climb up the order. I'm setting you a new target. Push, push. been enabled. DRS is now enabled. Great stuff, mate. You hit the target well there. Nice one. It's a long way to go in this race, though, so keep your head down. That's Gasly ahead. Okay, here's the gap that we're trailing the car ahead by. 1.1 seconds. Okay, they're on fresh hards. Their tyres are 5 laps old. Time last lap, 1 minute 16.6. All right, you're falling back by 1/10 a lap. And you've got P13. P13. Gasly's ahead of you. Okay, they're on fresh hards. Okay, Zhu's behind you now. Less than a second separates you. They're on fresh mediums. Okay, so gap to the leader, 7.9 seconds. Pit strategy complete. See these tyres through to the end now. Okay, 7 laps to go. Car behind is dropping back by about 3/10 a lap. Well done. Don't worry about the spin, let's just get back up to speed. Careful on the next few corners, your rear tyres might be a bit hot now. Caution, caution! Someone's come off ahead of you, there's a yellow flag ahead. Okay, Okay, you've got a lot of rear wing damage. The car's going to be very difficult to drive in these conditions. Just be careful. Okay, we think the underbody's incurred some slight damage, but nothing too serious at the moment. Just be careful. So your ERS is running a bit low. Look into changing your ERS mode in the MFD for a more conservative burn rate, or you might want to try some lifting or gentle braking to recharge.
You've heard this one before. Max Verstappen takes the victory.
You can just see the utter joy and relief on this driver's shoulders today, because we know that the driver's contribution to the Constructors' title is what keeps them in their seats. So they have definitely impressed their bosses today.
Red Bull are our winners today after showcasing some incredible driving. There's been a huge push from them lately to stay competitive with the other teams, and they're certainly proving themselves. Well, what an end to another fantastic weekend of racing. Thanks to everyone who's joined us, and we'll see you for the next one.